morning, we're going to talk about why it is that you are so special as a human being and how in 90 days you can go from zero to hero, okay? Or you can completely change your life, okay? A lot of people feel stuck with things, anxiety, fear, guilt, shame, okay? These things hold us back because if you doubt yourself, okay, you start placing limitations on yourself. If you place limitations on yourself, you only get so far. And then you stop and you question. Have you ever gotten a large sum of money? Excuse me, a large sum of money, and then you feel guilty because you have it? Okay. Have you ever been rewarded in the way of a promotion? Okay. But then you kind of, good morning, Jake. But then you kind of feel guilty because inside you feel it should have been someone else, okay, that was more worthy or more suited for the job. And then you get promoted, then you feel guilty towards your fellow coworkers. Have you ever felt like that? If you have felt like that, okay, then there's something in here that needs to be addressed. There's something in here that needs to be fixed. Have you ever noticed someone, like that okay, there's something that you can't stand about them, right? And then those things that you can't stand, you realize eventually and recognize eventually that they're in you, okay? When you realize this, you begin to understand that when you see something in someone else that you don't like, it actually exists in here. It's a reflection of this. So how do you fix it? Well, affirmations, meditation, vocalization, and visualization, because otherwise you are living a reactive life rather than designing your life or living an intentional life. So when you have goals, when you say, okay, I'm going to do this, then this, then this, then this, and you write them down and you plan, your life begins to unfold in a certain way, in a deliberate way, so you know exactly where you're going. You don't know how. The how is God's job. The how is always God's job. Good morning, Karen. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. The how is always God's job. You just need to know where you want to go. That's it. You need to know the where, okay, or, what, and the why. That's all you need. The what and the why. When you understand this, you'll go, oh, okay, because then it becomes more effortless. So happiness is your default state. And when you're happy, things just come. Why? Because there's no resistance. There's no resistance. There's no negative resistance. It starts in thought. When you resist something, the very beginning of the resistance is the way you're thinking about something, which will then determine the way it unfolds from here. Okay, God is in here. The kingdom is within. There's nothing out there. The only thing out there is nature and other things from someone else's in here. Okay? But for us, the prison is here. You have to unlock this one. Okay? So now, when you begin to unlock, okay, or let's say it this way, you're like this. Okay, this is locked. Okay, this is prison. Okay, your prison, your mental and emotional prison. When you begin to unlock, this happens. You relax. Okay, you relax and then you open. Open means you're open to suggestions. You're open to new ways of doing things. It means that at your subconscious level, you're changing your beliefs. Because the definition of insanity, right, is doing the same thing over and over and over again, but you're expecting different results that never happen. And you wonder, how come I'm not making more money? How come I'm not having better experiences? How come I'm going in circles like a merry-go-round all the time? So look at the tree. The roots of the tree is your subconscious beliefs, your core beliefs. The trunk of the tree is your paradigm, how you see the world, your perception, your understanding. the fruits of the tree, right? You shall know them by their fruits. The fruits of the tree are their actions that turn into results. If you want new results, you have to change the roots. Hey, good morning, Roddy. Yep, exactly. Always look for the good in people. I was just saying that. I was just saying that to Jay this morning. I always look for the good in people. Always. There's always a good side and there's always a bad side. But what I was saying earlier, okay, in regards to what Roddy said about looking for the good in people, okay, is when you find the bad in people, okay, just understand that it exists in here, and that when you get rid of it in here, it disappears in there. When you get rid of it in here, you don't hold it against the other person in there. You're holding it against the other person, or it's triggering you in the other person because it exists in here. Okay. When you let go of that, now he or she is good, right? Because you fixed it in here. That's why. Okay, you fixed it in here. So there's affirmations, meditation, vocalization, and visualization. Okay, everything you need is in here. Okay, love is in here. Okay, money is in here. Physical, you know, everything is in here. Everything is here. Now, when you make this good, everything out here is good. Why? Well, because your subconscious responds to everything. Okay, your most dominant thoughts, there's only the conscious, the superconscious, and the subconscious. That's it. And the superconscious is consciousness or God or whatever you want to label that. And yesterday we were talking about frequencies of people. We were talking about different elements of things. We were talking about the 12 universal laws. The 12 universal laws are inescapable. Okay, you can't escape from the universal laws. Okay, so always remember the law of correspondence. Whatever is in here, there is going to be the reflection out here. And this is the expression, you will know them by their fruits. Okay, so you will know them by their actions. You will know them by what they have. You will know them by what they do. Okay, because when this one thinks something, okay, thoughts become things. A belief is a thought you keep thinking. When you keep thinking the thought, guess what happens? When you keep thinking the thought, it becomes a belief. When it becomes a belief, it affects your paradigms. Okay, the roots of the tree are the subconscious. The paradigm is the trunk of the tree. Now you see the world a little bit different because you've changed one of the beliefs. How do you do that? Well, you can start with this one. The pen is mightier than the sword. Okay, so start writing your affirmation. What do you want? How do you want it? Okay, all you need to do is focus on the target. Focus on the target, not the details. The how is God's job. But when you focus on the eventuality, the final result, the target, okay, that could be a better relationship, that could be a new house, a new car, or whatever. New friendships, that could be whatever it is. But when you focus on it, the energy intensifies, and everything is energy. The idea is to direct your energy to a purpose. So purpose is important. Purpose is important because when you focus on purpose, everything else comes. Purpose is number one. What is your purpose? A lot of people that come to me, a lot of my clients, they go, how do I find my purpose? What's my purpose? That's another way of saying, I don't know who I am. What am I doing here? So even if you know your purpose, sometimes we get pulled away from it. This is your purpose. This is your life path. And sometimes you get pulled off like this. Why does this happen? Okay, here, like this. Okay, doubt. Okay, fear. Okay, distraction. Okay, We are purposefully being distracted into the fact that there are entities out there that want you to believe that you are less than. I'll say it again. There are entities out there that are deliberately trying to make you feel less than. Happiness is your default. Happiness is your default energy. When you're happy, good things come. You were born into abundance. Abundance is your birthright. Abundance is what naturally happens to you. But many people are in disagreement. They go, no, I'm having a hard time. If you keep thinking that, yes, you will have a hard time, guaranteed. You will have a hard time. Life will be uphill. It'll be a struggle. The struggle is real. It's a catchphrase. People actually write that down. They actually put it on their social media. The struggle is real. When you start to see things as a struggle, the struggle is definitely real. And the struggle is perpetuated because it's in your subconscious. Now it becomes a belief. You've written it, you've bought the t-shirt, you've spoke it out loud. It's being absorbed by your senses because once you think it, and once you speak it, and once you memorize it, and once your subconscious takes it, it becomes your standard operating procedure. Now the struggle is real. And some people wear this as a badge of honor. They buy the t-shirt, the struggle is real. They put it on their social media, the struggle is real. And they begin to live the struggle. It's a struggle day by day by day. I never struggle. Have I struggled? Oh yeah, in my 20s. My entire 20s was a struggle. It was a battle. Because I didn't understand. I didn't have the understanding. I did not stand under universal principles. They were presented to me all the time. I had a mentor who presented it to me all the time. But it wasn't until 28 that I said, okay, I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna let go. And it didn't really come in that form until I went through several steps. And my first step with my mentor was, do you think you could come to work tomorrow, not complain about anything, and just do your job and do it the best you know how, just for one day? Can you do that? My answer was yes, of course. Easy. I can do that. So it wasn't so much about doing as it was restraint, holding back from expressing negativity, holding back from expressing displeasure, holding back from resistance, holding back from expressing negativity. That was most of the battle. That was the struggle. So for one day, I went the entire day, no problem. Job done. At the end of the day, it was, wow, you did a great job. Really, really good. Do you think you can do this tomorrow? I was like, yeah, sure. Easy. Can. And I did it tomorrow. Same thing happened the next day. Wow, it was great today. Do you think you can do this tomorrow? And then I caught on. Oh, we're doing one day at a time. This is what we're doing. And tomorrow turned into a week turned into a month, it turned into 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years. And from that point on, from that one day at a time period, from the third day when I caught on till now, the struggle was not real anymore. And my first mentor, who put all of this information, like way before I did that, it was all information, information, information. We are all connected. You know, God is real. All of these things were presented to me. Okay, come on, let's go to Bible study. We all went to Bible study. Okay, this is Bible study. Okay, here, read this book. This is esoteric knowledge. Oh, okay. But in the meantime, right, I was still on that negative spiral. Okay, being pulled down, being pulled down, being pulled down. When you are in those actions, okay, that are pulling like this, understand that it's you doing the pulling. Understand that you're doing this slowly, okay? When you let go, everything comes back to normal. Happiness is your default energy. It takes more energy to be angry than it does to be happy. Your natural state is happiness. Your natural state is joy. Your natural state is everything happening effortlessly. Do you have to work? Does money just show up in your bank? No, you have to work, of course. But working in flow state, which is what I teach my CEOs, which is what I teach my clients, what I call high performance individuals, is to be able to take yourself out of the box, out of the environment, and now you look back in it. It's very difficult to see when you're in it, but it's very apparent when you pull yourself out and look back in. Humans have this ability. It's called awareness. But you are awareness. You are awareness having this physical existence. So when you pull yourself out and look back in it, now you can navigate it effortlessly, easily. Do you still get sucked up in drama? Maybe temporarily, but it won't weigh you down. You're not gonna do this. You know, you might do this and let go, this and let go, and that's normal. But when you do this is attachment. When you are attached, it doesn't matter what you're attached to. Could be a person, could be a thing. You could be attached to your car. You could be attached to your baseball bat, your baseball glove, your baseball. You could be attached to a person, whatever it is that you're attached to. Free yourself from attachment and it goes back like that. And then what? And then, well, if she stays, she stays. If she goes, she goes. If he stays, he stays. If he goes, he goes. I don't need him. I don't need her. You'd be surprised what happens when you don't need. Okay? When you need, you're telling God or the universe or source, however you believe, but you're saying that you're living in lack because you need, I need this, I need money, I need her, I need him, I need this, I need that. You don't need. You do not need. You can want, but you don't need. You can want this, you can want that. And it's funny, everything that I want eventually comes. Eventually, all I have to do is be patient. Just be patient. What is patience? Patience is unattachment. I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait and see if this happens. But because this is in my subconscious, it's an eventuality. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter how. All you have to do is decide what and why. What? Oh, I want to be a fireman. What? Oh, I want to be a doctor. What? Oh, I want to be an attorney. Why? Why do you want to be a doctor? Sometimes professionals become professionals for the wrong reasons. One of the biggest wrong reasons is, oh, well, I want to do this because it makes money. I want to do this because if I do this, it makes a lot of money. And then I will be happy. I will be happy when I'm making a lot of money. That's an old school misconception. If you're saying, I will be happy when I have a new car, I will be happy when this relationship ends, I will be happy when I have a new toy, I will be happy when I have this degree, I will be happy when I get this job, then you are misleading yourself. There's so many people that I work with, they have degrees, they have the money, they have all of this. But in this process, it becomes to be about the degree. It becomes to be about the thing. It begins to be about the title. It begins to be about. But all the abouts are external things. They're things out here. It's not about the title, it's about the person. It's not about the money, it's about the person. It all comes back to the person. These are all extensions of the person. These are all extenuating circumstances involving the person. The degree, the position, the job, the house, the car. These are all extenuating things, okay? Pretty soon they get, identified with the title. Oh, that's John, the CEO. Oh, that's Melissa. She's the nurse. Oh, that's right. Okay. And pretty soon, because you spend the most time at work, right? You spend the most time at work. You start feeling the position. You start feeling that, okay, this is me. You start feeling the nurse. You start feeling the judge. You start feeling whatever it is you do, the architect. You start feeling that. And then what? Now you've become more that than you. Now you're putting more focus on that than you. What about you? That's the question. What about me? I'm doing all of this out here for everybody else. What am I doing for me? So in this process of making you feel less than, you feel justified. I meet single parents all the time. Some of them are my clients. And they begin with, I do everything for my kids. It's all about my kids. It's my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids. What about you? If you don't fill your cup, what are you going to give to your children? If you don't take care of you, how are you going to take care of somebody else? If you don't have an understanding, how are you going to understand others? Again, we go back to the tree. Subconscious, paradigm. Core beliefs. What you believe to be true shapes the way you see the world. The way you see the world, the fruits of the tree on top, the actions, that's how you will act. That's how you will respond. That's how you will act and react. Some people will live a reactionary life. They'll wait for something to happen and react. Wait, react. Wait, react. And they're always reacting to the next thing, next thing, next thing. React, react, react. In 90 days, my clients are free from reaction. In 90 days, they're completely separate from the physical matrix. How does that happen? Their energy. We work with their energy. And then they get pulled out of their reality. Is it reality like they lose sense of their reality? No, it's that they begin to see their reality for what it really is. And sometimes I have to have my professionals not be discouraged. Because when they see how it really is, because you can't see it when you're in it. If you're kept busy enough, if you're kept occupied enough, if you're in the what I call the mouse wheel enough, mouse wheel, Monday through Friday, work same time, come home same time, cook dinner same time, spend the same amount of time with your children and your family, and then you go to sleep to do it all over again Monday through Friday. Saturday it's soccer, Sunday it's church, Monday it's back on the mouse wheel. So you've had a little time, and then it's back on the mouse wheel. But when you can pull yourself out and you look back in and you go, okay, I get it. Because humans have the ability to observe themselves in motion. But the distraction makes you do this. And you get attached. Attachment can look like a job. Attachment can look like a person. Attachment can look like whatever you attach to. Human beings are very, very impressionable beings. We can attach to anything. We're chameleons. We're all chameleons. We adapt to our environment. So if you show me the 5 closest people to you, I can tell you who you are. I can see who you are. The law of correspondence. Whatever's going on in here is going on in your immediate world right here. Whatever's going on your desk is happening in here. Whatever condition your house is in when you go in the door and you see it, it's in here. It is unfolded. It is unfolded. So what are you focusing on? What are you thinking about? What do you want in life? Does your boat have a rudder? Are you going like this? Or is it just like this, without a rudder, just going in whatever direction? Okay, this happened, boom, react to that, boom, react to that, boom, react to that, boom, react to that. And now, in the old school, we had pinball machines. Now you're the pinball, bouncing here to there, never really knowing where it's going to end up. But if you target things, if you prioritize things, you don't need to know how. You just need to know what and why. And make sure you know your why. Make sure your why is connected to servicing others. Because humility is not thinking less of yourself. Humility is thinking of yourself less. When you do something that is in service to others, when you do something that provides a service to others, when you give, when you're generous, when you sit down and spend time with someone, it doesn't matter if it's your child, it doesn't matter if it's your relative, it doesn't matter if it's the stranger down the street, it doesn't matter if you don't even know the person, you sit down, you spend some time. You're spending your life. When you give of your time, you're giving of your life. When you give of your life, you shall be rewarded accordingly. There's no such thing as giving of your life and not being blessed in return. No such thing. No such thing as giving and not receiving. Yesterday we were telling you, if you want something, give it first. You want love, give love first. You want money, give money first. What do you want? Give it first. You want attention? Give it first. When you withhold, you're being like this. This is withholding. This is being selfish. This is being self-contained. This is hiding. Okay. You have to go like this, like this, like this, and then open. And the fastest way to open is the human voice. That's the fastest. Visual and audio. Your eyes and your voice. The eyes are the mirrors of the soul. Your voice is the mirror of your feelings and emotions. There is nothing stronger to change a human being than your eyes and your voice. So, what am I talking about? What are you talking about, Uncle? Eyes, voice? So, I'm going to show you something. So, this is a gratitude board. These are things that I already have that I'm grateful for. It reminds me to be grateful. Because I didn't have these things when I was 20 years old. I didn't have these things when I was 30. I didn't have these things, some of these things I had when I was 40, some of them, but not all of them. But now when I look back on, I go, oh yes, thank you. Thank you, Father God, thank you. Now, that's just me. Everybody has a different idea of who they say thank you to or what they say thank you to, but express gratitude. You don't have to address it by a particular name or a particular label. You can just say thank you. Look at the things that you have and say thank you. Now, there are vision boards. Okay, so we're talking, the topic is visual, okay? And your subconscious, imprinting your subconscious. This is a vision board I made, but I decided not to pursue it. Okay, it's a pair of shoes. At one time I thought, oh, that's probably cool. Okay, let's make a vision board. Let's make that the target. When you're doing this, what you're saying is, that's the target. Did you see a nice house in the neighborhood? Did you see a nice house, a nice home online? Take a picture of it. Make a vision board like this. It's very easy. Make a vision board on your lock screen. Every time you look at it, it will remind your subconscious what the target is. Your reticular activating system in your brainstem will go, okay, we're going to filter out all the other stuff except homes like this. All of a sudden, you start noticing there's so many homes like that. What is it saying to you? It's saying there's an abundance here. There's more than one. There's one for you. Where? Where do you want it? Where are you going to look? The superconscious will give you intuitive thought because it works with your subconscious. And now the superconscious goes, well, maybe you better look in this area. Maybe you'll find one like that over there. And if you know to follow intuitive thought, you go, okay, let me see. Maybe it's not there, but I'll go look anyway. And then you find it there and you go, wow, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. I found that the house that I want, like one just like that, is right there where I wanted to live. What's the next step? Is it for sale? What I'm saying is the superconscious will bring things into being. You'll meet the right people. You know, maybe you meet a person that's a realtor. And they go, oh, well, I don't handle that area, but I know somebody at that real estate company that does that over there, that does that area, that does that house. Let's see if it's for sale. Let's look up the tax key. Let's see what the status is. Oh, guess what? We found out it's in foreclosure. And it's even cheaper than you thought. Is this a coincidence? So, have a visual target. I've heard people tell me that, oh, that's witchcraft. That's when you make a vision board, that's visions, that's witchcraft. No, it's your subconscious. It's your reticular activating system. It's the superconscious. You were designed like that. Every human being is designed like that. In 90 days, my clients have a full understanding of all of these things because now they've been pulled out of the matrix. And now they're allowed to look back in on the matrix and go, oh, yeah, I was a part of that matrix. Some of them get discouraged. Some of them get discouraged and go, wow, this doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Now I realize I'm just a cog in the wheel. But cogs are important. Wheels are important. The physical matrix is important to a certain extent. Christians say you can be in the world, but not of the world. You can be in a corporation and not of the corporation. But you need to know the difference. You need to be aware of the situation. When you are feeling forced to do something, it's like this. This is the struggle. This is attachment. I need this job because without this job, my kids can't go to school. I can't support the family. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't. Limitation. Limitation. I'm here to say that when you let go of your attachment, what happens? Does everything fall down? I thought it would too. My best friend died of cancer in 2015, and I thought my companies would all fold. I thought we would go bankrupt. I thought everything would fall apart. Because everything was designed around me and him. He was my only business partner. It was me and him. Everything. I did the composing. He did the playing. He did the arranging. I did the arranging. Everything was both of us. Did everything fall down? No. The most amazing thing happened. When he died, everybody came out. Oh, can I help? I can help, Uncle. Oh, let me help. Uncle, I got this. Yeah, we'll help. No worries. Everybody came to help. But for a while there was a lot of fear. Okay? Or what do we really fear? Most of it is imagination. Most of it is not real. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Okay? Most of it is imagination. It's imaginary. So now, when you're in this state of imagination, you can convince yourself that this is exactly how it's going to go down. And if that thought keeps reoccurring, it goes into your subconscious as a belief. And now you believe that to be true. And guess what? The superconscious says, okay, we're going to lead you to that eventuality. We're going to unfold things so that you get there. Because now you have this belief, now it has to become a reality. And you hold on to that belief, you're attached to that belief, and now the struggle is real. It takes a lot of strength to let go. People think the opposite. They think it takes a lot of strength to hang on to this. It takes a lot of strength to make this work. It takes a lot of strength to fix this. Fix what? Let go. Let go. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes, when the attachment gets too strong, okay, when you are holding that rope of the runaway horse and you're trying to hang on to that horse, it will drag you on the ground. It will drag you over the rocks. It will drag you, right? Until you can no longer hold on and you have to let go. But the question is, do you want to incur that much damage to yourself emotionally, to yourself mentally, to yourself physically? The eyes are the mirrors of the soul. The voice is the mirror of the feelings and emotions. When you find your voice, you find yourself. So how does the voice work in that capacity? You express yourself at a different frequency. When you start elevating your frequency, or you start raising your voice, you start raising your vibration, you become a different person. The highest vibrations start at satisfaction. There's satisfaction, hope, enthusiasm, excitement, passion, joy, gratitude, peace, and love. Those are the positive vibrations. That's on this side. On this side, the negative vibrations, okay, from the least to the worst is worry, irritation, disappointment, criticism, anger, hate, boredom, envy, despair, grief, guilt, shame, and fear at the very bottom. Fear is all the way down here. Love is all the way up here. As human beings, we fluctuate all the time. We go through a myriad of these emotions because things happen. Especially if you are attached to something, if you are attached to an outcome that doesn't happen, if you are attached to someone or something, okay, if you are attached to things, you know, oh, that's my truck. That's my truck. I love my truck. I love this truck. Something happened to the truck. Oh. Right? And you feel it. You feel it. You're feeling the loss of an inanimate object. Think about it. I got hit. I just got my car detailed. It was a sports car, a black sports car. It was an Infiniti. It was 2 years old. I just got my car detailed. I was pulling into my driveway and a Ford Explorer plowed into the back of my car. It was good that it was an expensive car because it was designed to collapse. It was a new car. It had a better design to it. It was crunched at the back, all the way to the back seat. It was like somebody put it in a machine and compressed it like that. And I got out of my car, and my first thought was, I just detailed my car. That was my first thought. Before I got out of my car, when I looked in my rear view mirror and I saw the Explorer coming, I'm not going to say what I said, but I had that thought. And then that didn't happen. And then I got out and I go, oh man, I just detailed my car, and I was upset. And then I turned and I looked who was driving the Ford Explorer. And it was this 19-year-old girl. And as soon as I saw her, that attachment for the car, let go. And I went over and I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "I'm so, so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And I said, "Sweetheart, it's okay. It's only a car. It's only a car. Nobody got hurt. It's just a car." And she got out of her car and I said, "Give me a hug." And she gave me a hug. It was only a car. What happened after that? Well, after that, I got a better car. It was actually a cheaper car. It was just as good as that one, but the price was better. The financing was better. It was actually a lease after that, which got me out of buying a series of cars over and over, buying cars, losing money, buying cars, that kind of thing. But what was the lesson for me? The lesson for me was how fast could I get from the glass half empty to the glass half full? And how fast can I switch? How fast can I let go? And that was a test. That was a test for me. Like, how fast can you let go? And all it took was looking over and seeing a 19-year-old girl behind the wheel. And that just evaporated like that. And I told her, "It's only a car. Don't worry." She couldn't believe what she was hearing. She expected me to be mad, angry, yelling, whatever. No. I said, "Give me a hug." I gave her a hug. So, attachment of any form is not good. Don't be attached to your job. If you're attached to something, it has power over you. If you're attached to someone, they have power over you. If you care what somebody else thinks of you, you are attached and they have power over you. Let go. Let go. Nothing's going to fall down. Nothing's going to go away. You have blessings. You have your own blessings. You have your own life path, and it needs to unfold. And your life path cannot unfold unless you are happy. Or let's say it in another way. Your life path cannot unfold unless you're in your natural state with no resistance. Resistance is, I'm attached. There's this energy here because of the attachment. There's this energy. Your blessings are trying to come to you, but no, there's resistance. I'm resisting this. You know? I remember the last time. Good morning, Laura. I remember the last time this happened. I'm not going to give in this relationship because I remember what happened the last time. That's resistance. Okay? I remember meeting someone on the first date who told me, "I used to cook for him, I used to clean for him, I used to do this for him, I'll never do that for anybody again." And I asked myself, why am I sitting here? Why am I sitting here even listening to this? Because there was a woman in front of me on a first date going like this, going like that. Okay? I'm just saying, like, you have to be open. You can't go to a first date like this. You can't go to a first date like this. You have to go to a first date like this. You have to go to a first date like that. And then things are possible. Possibilities come. How many possibilities do you think there are? It's unlimited when you're like this. Because when you're like this is positive. This is negative. This is negative. This is positive. Positivity is unlimited. There is no limit to how much money you can make. There's no limit to how much love you can exert or receive. There's no amount of limitation on positivity. How about negativity? Yeah, there's limitation. Okay, when you go down far enough, maybe you live on the street. You go one layer below that, now you're in prison. You go one layer below that, you're in the graveyard. That's not very far. We are not very far from the graveyard. So if you're in that negative state, if you have attachment like this, if you're attached to someone or something, it could be your job, it could be your title, it could be your profession, it could be your neighbor, it could be your grill, your car, your boat, your house, whatever it is you are attached to is a limitation. It's limiting your life. It's saying that this is more important than this. This, that whatever it is that you're attached to, controls this. Whatever you're attached to has power over you. God lives in here. The kingdom is within. If he comes, he comes. If he goes, he goes. If she comes, she comes. She goes, she goes. If this house burns down, we'll build a new one. Or if this house gets wrecked in a storm, we'll build a new one. Or if this car gets damaged in an accident, we'll get a new one. Those things are replaceable. This is not replaceable. You have one shot at this. You have one time with this. You only live this way one time. One time. This is your shot. This way. Maybe next time you're a tree and you're communicating through the roots with the other trees. But this time, if you're watching this, you're a human. My humans changed their entire lives in 90 days. Some of them have been with me for 4 years, once a week, 1 hour a week, because there's no limitation to positivity. There's no limitation to feeling good. There's no limitation to personal advancement. You can keep going. Sometimes people decide when enough is enough. They retire, they do something else, but there's no limit to personal growth and positivity. There's no limit to blessings. God is infinite. God lives in here. The kingdom is within. Jesus Christ told us that. Gautama Buddha told us that. Krishna told us that. Zoroaster told us that. Oh, that one came out of the left field, right? Go look it up. It's been told to us over and over and over and over, from age to age to age to age. And everything out there looked identically the same. The cameras were just in black and white. Everything looked like it is right now. There is only one now, and this one now is infinite. You are awareness, because you can observe everything you do in motion. We are only living one long now, and our now comes to an end one day. So make this now special. Make this now unlimited. Make this now worthwhile. When you become attached to something, just be aware that it's controlling you, and this is why. and that the goal is somehow, some way to let go. Okay, so this will do it for our international feed. So we want to say aloha to everybody from Hawaii on TikTok, on YouTube, on Trovo in Europe, on Twitch, and also on Instagram. And we're going to let go of the feed. Also, our website is hereforyoulifecoaching.com, and you can write to me at junior@hereforyoulifecoaching.com. And I will answer all emails. Sometimes it takes me a few days, but I'll get to it and I'll answer your emails with any questions that you may have. Thank you guys. Thank you guys on Facebook. And we have two accounts right now running on Facebook. So thank you for being here. We say aloha from Hawaii.